Hello everyone, my name is Zach. Welcome back to the video. We're back with Roblox, sort of. Today we're doing another tower defense tower comparison, and I haven't done this in a little while because I've been really focused with other videos, and of course mainly level 0 to 100, but finally back since I'm not doing a level 0 to 100 video. So today we're comparing the Accelerator and Engineer on which tower is better. So if you guys don't remember how this works, basically I go over the simulators of both these towers, the pros of each tower, and then I decide with which one is better in my personal opinion, but also an unbiased opinion. So let's do this. So the similarities of both these towers is that they both have a high DPS. They're both mainly used in the mid to late game. They both have the same range. They're both expensive, and they both have the same overall upgrade price. So at $52,000 to $53,000 respectively. They both bought with gems, not with your regular coins, and they both have a lower requirement in order to actually buy. So which one is better? We're going to start off with the Accelerator. The first pro is that the gems required are much cheaper. It's almost twice as cheap compared to the Engineer. Engineer costs 4,500, which is not worth it in my opinion, and Accelerator requires 2,500 gems, which is very cheap, or at least cheaper than the Engineer, but still not super easy to do. It's not super easy to grind out gems. The second pro sort of is that it's a slightly higher damage. It's not that much different and from the Engineer, and we're not going to combine the Engineer and Sentry because those are both two different towers. But for the most part, the Accelerator does have a higher damage than Engineer, just barely though. The third pro is that it has a slightly higher placement limit of 8 instead of 6. Again, not much of a difference, but it's better to have a higher placement limit than less, so it's still a pro in certain ways. And the final pro, which is a very very important pro, is that it can be fully buffed by the commander and the DJ. Since the sentries are considered to be units and not actual towers, they are not buffed by the DJ or commander. So nothing can change, nothing can be buffed up by the sentries, but the Accelerator can, and that's what increases the DPS by a lot. The Engineer, of course, the Engineer DPS can be increased, but it's not by a whole lot. So that's a very huge pro for the Accelerator. So those are the pros of the Accelerator, and now it's the pros of the Engineer. First pro is that for the most part, sentries cannot be stunned. Now, typically when when towers start to get stunned, which is in the late game, by the time your engineers are going to be upgrade to level 4 or higher, which is when they have the shield, which is for the most part they can't really get stunned. Sure, once they lose all their health, they're gone, but for the most part they can't get stunned because of the shield, which is very a good pro. The second pro is that it has a higher DPS. Now I totally forgot that the Engineer can place that 3 maxed out War Machine, so combined including the Engineer itself, it has a DPS around like 350 360 DPS. I'm not so sure, but it is like around like 70 more DPS than the Accelerator, which is nice. The next pro is that it is much cheaper to place, and it's like 5 to 6 times cheaper to place time compared to the Accelerator. And the leading to the last pro is that it can be used for early game. Now, it's not the best compared to something like a Golden Scout or a Golden Soldier or even a Golden Crook Boss, but you can use it in early game for a little bit. It is not the best, like I said, but it's still usable in early game. It can be used from all stages of the game, early, mid, and late game. So those are the pros of the Engineer. So which one is better, the Accelerator or the Engineer? In my opinion, the Accelerator. Now, honestly, this was a little bit of a tough decision because although the Engineer technically does have a higher DPS, it's the thing that's just really holding it back is that since the sentries are units, they can't get buffed up by the commander and DJ. So that they're losing out, the Engineer is losing out on a lot of DPS compared to the Accelerator, which the Accelerator can be fully buffed up by the commander and DJ, which makes it so much better. And the fact that it's almost twice as cheap to buy compared to the Engineer, that just makes it so much better. So, in my opinion, the Accelerator is better indeed than the Engineer. Although, if you do have the Engineer, of course, use it, but it's not right. I would say right now, don't grind for it. I'm hoping below, hopefully, which I doubt he will, but I'm hoping that the below will buff it in a way, which honestly, it's not too necessary, but if you buff it in a way, sure, but mainly just decrease the price of it because 4,500 gems for the Engineer is not worth it at all. Maybe the same price for the Accelerator or just 3,000 or 2,000, just lower, not 4,500 gems. That's absolutely ridiculous. So below, if you're watching this or anyone can just tell below, just decrease the price, just lower the price of it, and you're good. So that is it for this comparison video for everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments down below what other towers you want me to compare in the next episode or video, which it might be a little while, but we'll see. If you guys did enjoy it, drop a like, subscribe. If you're new, hit the bell icon to get notified when I upload a video. follow my Instagram, join Discord server, and Roblox Troop link below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, gamers. Troop out.